Mailbag enthusiasts rejoice. I am way behind on my mailbag filming, and so it is time for another mailbag video. First ones up are these two, and these two are related. So this one is $6.80 and this one is $6.22. And these are part of a project which we'll see is a theme here on this mailbag video. So we got these. And we got these. There we go. So these are switches which are apparently to be used in a mouse. They're mouse switches. So they're actually name brand. Like I said, I'm way behind, so I'll put the name brand down here. But yeah, they are supposed to be high wear. Oh, they are completely silent. There's no noise. I was going to make you hear the click. But yeah, they're supposed to be, high wear type devices that last a very long time. And yeah, it's not a very satisfying click, I can tell you that. I'll explain the project as we go on, but podcast viewers will probably know exactly what it is. So those are a little bit more low profile. These are a little bit more high profile. Yeah, again, not a single noise out of this. Not a very satisfying click. But yeah, these are so $6 and $6. I think they're both 20. And I need them so I can build a custom footprint so I can mess with them in PCBs. But it's basically for a project that needs to be clicked or pressed, hundreds of thousands of times without wearing out. So yeah, I got these name brands. I think they're Calith or something like that. Anyways, I wanted to use mechanical keyboard switches, but they're too big for my application. So these things were the next option. Next one up is this one here, $6.44, and these are some USB chargers, and in fact, these are so far behind that I actually built myself a solution to this. Ooh, that looks crusty AF. Gross. But anyways, yeah, these are 4 USB ports here. Plugs into the North American plug, ungrounded, obviously. And it claims to do 5 volts, 3.5 amps max times 4. I don't believe that at all. And in fact, Pile of Stuff, which is a prominent YouTuber you guys should check out if you don't know about him, he actually did a teardown on some that looked identical to this, and it was disappointing to say the least. I bought them though, not expecting them to do the 3.5 amps times 4. I just need something that charges a whole bunch of devices at the same time, even though the current is low, because some rechargeable devices they just won't draw a lot of current, so you can charge more of them at once when you have more USB things. However, I already built myself a solution, and I have a video on that. It's using a computer power supply to charge up to, I think it was 20 devices at once. I don't remember now. It's been a little bit, like I said. So yeah, we can see if this works, but I don't think there's going to be much else ado. I spent way more time than I wanted to getting this set up, but that's fine. So here I've got a power bar. By the way, this is the project I was talking about. I'll put a link up there. I actually get to charge 12 devices at once, and I'm actually thinking of double stacking these to charge even more. So that was the goal of these things, and they were not very expensive. I think they were under $3 a piece. So let's see. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. Maybe I should get that in frame just in case it does blow up. Okay, so far so good. Looks like there's a blue LED inside, and let's see what happens. This is not a stress test. I'll probably make a separate video on that. So here goes. Oh, it immediately shut down. That's not good. It's outputting 5.18. Okay, 200 milliamps, 300 milliamps, 400 milliamps, half an amp. Okay, 650 milliamps, but this one made it choke. What's going on here? 1 amp, 1.1, the voltage is sagging, but it doesn't mean anything. 1.2, 1.6, 2 amps. Oh, and it falls apart at 2 amps with the voltage sagging to 4.8 volts. The other one, 4.6 volts. Wow, this thing is horrible. So it maxes out at 2 amps, but the voltage is sagged so much. So yeah, these things are pieces of junk. I wouldn't recommend buying them already, but still might be good for charging 4 devices at half an amp or a little bit less. But wait till the full video before you make your decision. I just wouldn't recommend them patently. Next one up is this one here. Don't know what's inside. $5.84 though. So it's not that expensive. Oh yeah, here we go. These are relays, and they should be special relays. They are 12 volt relays. So the little relays you get on the little boards for Arduino are typically 5 volt relays. I have a project where I was planning on using those 5 volt relays, so I had some in stock, but then realized that it's not going to work out and had to order 12 volt relays. So here we go. I've got 10 now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so 12 volt relays. And for the life of me now, I don't remember what exactly the project was, but I think it was derived off the ESP32. And I'm going to be feeding it 12 volts in, converting it down to 5 volts for the ESP32, and then just using the raw 12 volts for these guys here. So look forward to that pretty soon. I'm actually pretty excited because I've been learning some HTML, and the ESP32 project will involve some HTML. So there we go. Next one up is this one here, $14.43. We are past mid-February, and this arrived at January 9th, so you just have an idea of how long it's been. Things have been sitting here. So this is part of that project that I was talking about earlier with the switches. So I'll get to talk about it a little bit more here once it's opened up. Oh, was not expecting that. Oh, and the reason it's not in an envelope is because there was no identifying characteristics on the outside. So I had to guess, and yeah, I just decided to open it. So this is something I bought for research purposes, but it might end up more useful than that. This is basically a complete rebuild kit for a PlayStation 4 controller. It just so happens that Marius Hare, he is trying to insert Hall effect sensors into the joysticks of a PlayStation 4. If you want to support him, check out the link up there. That'll be the video, and you can buy a USB-C charger board from him as well to support him. So this might actually come in handy when I start, modding PlayStation 4 controllers. But what I am the most interested in are the things that go inside of here, which are the buttons. So these guys here, these buttons, they slide in there. And I'm hoping the little sort of micro switches I bought will be able to be pressed by these buttons and have physical buttons. Or I'll learn how to make these carbon track sort of push button things function. And so design a PCB, and then these things will sit, on top of there, and you'll be able to press it like that. It'll depend how the feel is, and I thought these name brand switches would be more tactical, but they're not really. These things are tactile, not tactical. These things might feel a bit more tactile as well. So I don't know. These are all choices I'm going to have to make in the upcoming little while on controlling, making my own controller to be USB. And so, yeah, I got this too to design the kind of the feel. That's why I got the Xbox 360 controller as well, or Xbox One, Xbox controller as well. So I can sort of work out what kind of ergonomics I'd like. These are the triggers that go on the back here. And they're actually analog, which is something I'd like to include one day. I don't even know what this is. Let's go back here somewhere. I have no idea. I have my wife's got a PlayStation 4, so I could use hers for research purposes, but for taking stuff apart, way better off just buying my own stuff. And plus, that the cost of this was not very much. And also, when I'm done my research purposes, we have now spare parts in order to fix my wife's controller if anything were to happen to it. Lots of little internal parts here. Where does this even go? Back here? I have no idea. Anyways, PlayStation 4 controller is quite complex, and I wanted something that I can, take to bits without taking apart an actual $80 controller here in Canada. This is $14 and well worth it. I should snap apart. I don't think there's screws in it. Get out. Well, anyways, these are this is what it is, and so I don't know if I'm going to go with these tactile dome things, which you can buy very cheaply, resistive pads, which you can buy very cheaply, or these switches to have more longevity, but we'll have to see. This is why I am buying these parts, so I can test them all. Next one up is this one here, $6.47. This is actually fairly cheap for what it is. I'm hoping it's what it is. It is. So these are crimp connectors, or butt crimps. However, they are non-insulated. They have no insulation on them at all, and the reason I got these is because sometimes it's much easier to keep these things in stock and crimp wires onto them and then run your own heat shrink on top with adhesive, so you get, your own style of sort of crimp. Now, these are not quite what I was expecting. I guess I should have known when I shopped for as cheaply as possible. But these actually look like ferrules without the ends to them. See how they have a tapered end? And so I think both wires are supposed to be shoved in this way and then crimped down, which will still work. But I really wanted these to be sort of like end-to-end connectors like that. So I don't know how I feel about that, but they were very inexpensive, and I definitely will use them, so there's that. But I'll probably look into some more automotive style sort of end-to-end, and then you crimp here, then you crimp here, and then you put your heat shrink, or you put your heat shrink over first, actually. But yeah, they were inexpensive to have in stock. And the thing is, as an automotive guy, opportunity costs are a lot. Sometimes you're working on something and not having a part. You can think like you'd probably pay, 10x the value of the part to have the part that day. So $6 and something is fairly inexpensive. If I need to make these crimps, it could save me like an entire other day's labor, having the car come back or having the project delayed or whatever. So this is one of those things where I'd rather just have them in stock, ready to use whenever I am ready. The final thing that's electronics related, I'm going to do one more, which is sort of tool related because I need them. But this one comes from a Canadian company, Spool 3D. You can see their address there. This was $15.17. And this is actually all North America because it's a Canadian company. But this comes from a company in Florida, I'm pretty sure. So this is a spool 3D version. Honestly, I think it's just a relabeled, white labeled product. But this is boron nitride paste. This is like a thermal paste. Yeah, there we go. Boron nitride paste. I'm pretty sure this is just the slice engineering paste. Ooh. Seems to be dry in there. I don't know, some sort of weirdness going on. But yeah, this is basically high temp thermal paste. I wonder if I slide this off, if this is going to just get me this slice engineering stuff. No. But yeah, people were saying that, to put a heater cartridge inside a 3D printer's hot end, you could use computer thermal paste. But the thing is, computer thermal paste is made for a maximum temperature of roughly 90 to maybe 110 degrees Celsius, whereas a 3D printer, most of them run at minimum 180 degrees Celsius, and I want to do exotic stuff, which will be up, close to 300 degrees Celsius. And so in order to have good contact of the heater cartridge inside the hot end, you need a thermal paste which will work at those temperatures, and this is the solution, boron nitride thermal paste. So this seems to be a white labeled product. I would probably go and buy the Slice Engineering stuff. The only problem is that Slice is in the US, and if I count import fees and everything, I paid $15 for this. It would have cost me somewhere around $40 for the Slice Engineering version of this paste, the actual stuff that I would want, plus the shipping, plus the conversion rate, plus the import taxes. This is just way easier. So Slice, if you're watching, I'm sorry, it's just very expensive to order stuff in Canada. If you open up an Amazon store and sell your stuff on Amazon here in Canada, probably you'll get more sales from us Canadians, because it is very expensive to buy specialty items like this as a Canadian. In fact, I could probably save $20 by shipping it to the Canadian border in the US side and then drive out and get it myself. But again, it's a big trip for saving $20. My time is worth a lot more these days. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to try this. Hopefully it's good. So stay tuned for that. Last one for the day. Skip forward a little bit if you're not interested in non-electronics stuff. But I think this is sort of like a life pro tip, especially for my American viewers. This will apply to you big time. So these are $31.07 with the shipping. And how many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just over $3 a piece. These are wiper refills. This is one of those things, working at a dealership teaches you, if you still have the original wipers that came with your car, very likely you can replace just the rubber ends instead of replacing the whole wiper arm. Or sorry, wiper blade, the whole frame. So there's little metal inserts that go into this little channel. You just pull this out on one end and then take the rubber off, put the steel back in, and reinsert it. And you can order these things for $3 a pop from AliExpress. Instead of buying them for, here in Canada, I think they're now $8 a pop from the dealership. So they're sold in length, so inch length, and they are sold in types. I think there are 5 major types. I'll link in the description if you want to go take a look. But this is something I want to do a article on my website, danfixescars.com, to explain the virtues of using original wiper blades, which you can also buy from the dealership, by the way, if you want to go back to this kind of thing. So here in Canada, the wiper blades are about $40 a pop. The aftermarket ones are about $20 each. So if you buy the original ones from your dealership at, let's say, $40 a pop, you pay $80. But then every time that they wear, you just have to replace this rubber insert at $3 a pop. The aftermarket wiper blades are around $20 to $25 a pop for decent quality ones. And I checked at Costco, so this is kind of like the spec. And so you're paying $40 every time to replace them. So after only 2 replacements, you're more expensive than just replacing the rubbers on original blades. And if you still have your original blades, then you don't have that first initial cost. So there you go. You can even get them in the junkyard sometimes. So there are some aftermarket ones that do have the replaceable metals, but sometimes the metal has like sort of like a cleat on the end that links into the arm, and then you can't really remove them. You can configure it a little bit by squeezing the cleats in, but it's not great. Plus, the aftermarket blades, they're much thinner, so they break, they twist, and so I wouldn't recommend doing it on aftermarket blades, but hey, more power to you if you want to. So yeah, I didn't know that these were available from China, and in fact, this is actually my second order. I have a bunch here. I ordered the wrong size by accident, so now I have some that I can't use, but a whole bunch that I can use. And just letting you know, the wiper blades that are on my current car, 2001 Volvo V70, are the blades I bought from, I think it was 2 cars ago, when I had a 2002 Honda Civic. So I have the wiper blades from the 2002 Honda Civic, and when I sold that car, I swapped the blades out for the ones that came with the car. So I took them with me, and I bought a 2003 CRV, and then I put those blades on the CRV, and when I sold that one, I swapped again with the original blades, and the blades came with me onto my Volvo. And so my wiper blades that are on my Volvo V70 right now are literally from 2010 or 2011, 2010. So they're 13 years old, and they've only been through about 4 sets of inserts. When I got the Volvo, I ordered parts from Rock Auto, which is a place online which you should check out if you own a car, where the blades were extremely cheap. I think they were $3 a pop. However, I was already ordering other parts, so the shipping didn't change. But those blades only lasted about 10 months before one of them twisted itself into pieces because it's made of such thin metal. So now I put my original Civic blades back on, and now I've got the replacement rubbers for all of my blades. And in fact, I'll be measuring up my wife's car and ordering some for her car as well. I'll just have a ton of these in stock, and then all I have to do is swap them out. So I paid $30 for 9 wiper inserts, or $32 to be fair, for 9 wiper inserts. But that means that, along with the 3 that I bought here, that's basically 5 sets of wiper changes for $30, where even like the Costco blades would have cost me, $100. No, actually it's 5 sets, $200. So yeah, much cheaper to have these in stock and ready to go. I keep a spare set in my car in case they freeze to my windshield and then break. You do a quick swapperoo. And if you guys are really interested, I'll probably go over onto my Dan Fixes Car either YouTube channel or website and make an article describing exactly how the process works. But for now, just revel in this awesomeness. And so that's it. That's the end of today's mailbag video. I want to give a special shout out to my Patreon and my channel members. You people keep the channel afloat. I do have a pile of mailbag videos to film, so hopefully you guys will get all that early access goodness in there. If you're just a regular viewer, you do matter as well, because if you don't watch, these things don't get an audience, and then I just, I get depressed and sad, and then I don't have a reason to make videos at all. Over the next couple months, I have to really push to get some videos out, because I'm basically working at my new job. Those who know me, I have a new job. And I'm getting some college contracts, and so those have been keeping me busy. But I still need to make videos, and I need to, clean up this hazard of a workspace. So hopefully I'll get those videos out. If not, then you can always catch me live. I think right now the schedule is Sundays to go live on my second channel, and on Mondays so far, although I think that's going to change. I've been playing video games on twitch.tv/simpleelectronicsyt. You can always catch me there. And so thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you on the next one.